Are you an experienced project professional looking to take the next step in your career? If so, the PGMP might be right for you. Welcome to Better Projects Today, the bite-sized project management podcast helping you to bridge theory and practice in your own work to create better teams, better results, and better projects today. I'm Tyler Norman, and I bring 15 years of experience as a global program leader and mentor. I recently spoke for the PMI Metro St. Louis chapter and at Project Summit Business Analyst World in Orlando, and one question kept coming up after sessions. What could I share about the PGMP certification, and was it worth all the effort? With that, this episode will overview the Project Management Institute's PGMP certification, including my own experience with earning it, the value you get from it, and what it takes to make it happen. As a quick disclaimer, I don't work for PMI, so while I'll do my best to be accurate, please validate any information you hear in this episode. It's being recorded in May of 2025 as well, so depending upon when you're viewing this, you may want to double check that information is up to date. Let's get started with an overview of the PGMP certification and what it is. This is a certification launched by the Project Management Institute in 2007, something that even I found a little bit shocking, as when I first got started in my career, I didn't really know it existed. I knew that PMI had some certs out there that were above and beyond the PMP, but no one really went for them. Even today, while there are over 1.4 million PMP credential holders worldwide, the number of people holding the PGMP is more in the low thousands. There are a few reasons for this. The first of which is just the PGMP is tough to get, but the value can also be immense. PMI has found that program managers with the PGMP earn 42% more than those without, and just short of a quarter of those PGMP holders surveyed reported that they received an increase in salary after becoming certified. Beyond simple salary, the PGMP can make you an organizational powerhouse. But let's hold off on value for a bit and start with eligibility and how to earn the cert. From an eligibility perspective, PMI's requirements reflect the fact that this is considered a certification for experienced professionals. There are 3 different tracks through which you can be eligible. The first of which is a high school diploma or equivalent, 48 months of project management experience or your PMP, and then 7 years of program management experience, all within the last 15 years. This next set of potential eligibility requirements that you can meet it with are a bachelor's degree or higher, 4 years of project management experience or your PMP, and 4 years of program management experience. Lastly, if you've got a bachelor's degree from an accredited program in project management focused program from the GAC, then you can have 3 years of project management experience or your PMP and 3 years of program management experience. A quick note on this eligibility and experience is that PMI looks at it in a similar way to how they look at project management experience for the PMP. You don't have to have had the title of program manager, but you have to have been performing program management activities. Be careful here. Make sure you're not over embellishing or introducing any falsehoods in the way that you describe your experience, but it's likely that you might have program management experience, even if that's not your title. Let's touch on benefits now. Why would you want to go through this PGMP certification process? First and foremost, on a personal level, recognition, credibility among peers and employers will come with this. Improved marketability, career advancement opportunities for your team and at your organization. The PGMP will help you refine how you manage interrelated projects and those teams. In preparing for the cert, I found myself having constant aha moments when I would stumble across something that I could implement in the workplace immediately. And in speaking with many others that have obtained the cert, they had similar experiences. Lastly, and in layman's terms, when I'm asked about the value of the PGMP, the biggest thing I say is that it makes you really good at taking an executive's idea and bringing it to fruition and making it real. Some of the skills you'll learn through or refine through the PGMP process is how to take a vision, or I should say how to take an idea, turn it into a program vision and align it with the organizational strategy, build a roadmap, develop discrete component projects, turn that into a business case, and then manage it all. Essentially make something actually happen that started with an idea. This is a really valuable skill for any industry and even a lot of job titles outside of just project manager or PGMP. With that, let's get into the completion process. First things first is an application like with any PMI cert. Project management experience, program management experience, and experience summaries are the three major components here. Experience summaries include examples of your work in alignment with domains from the exam content outline and the program management standard. With those experience summaries, a few tips here are: this isn't the time to be humble. Don't fabricate, don't over embellish, but your responses should be written in an extremely direct way, describing what you specifically did. Use first person framing and make sure to stay away from describing actions of others or framing things as a group effort. You led a team in doing something, the team didn't, develop it together. Next, use terminology and processes from the standard for program management, not whatever your company calls things. And then lastly, avoid textbook definitions or generalities. You should be including your program management experience and then providing specific examples from your experience in the summaries that tie directly to actions you've taken. After you pass the panel review, you then go into the exam, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This exam is a monster. One key in terms of this exam is that the standard for program management is not that big of a book. So with that, the details are going to get very, very, very specific. Another important note here is test strategy is important. When you look at the domains, program lifecycle management represents 44% of the exam. So that's where you should be spending a lot of your time, and you should know the 35 tasks within that domain extremely well. Program formulation is a place that I always recommend people dig in a lot. I know for me, I saw a ton of questions around the specific sequencing of steps in program formulation. Lastly, I'm a big fan of PMI, but I have to call balls and strikes here. I found this exam really, really infuriating in terms of grammar utilization. There were a lot of questions where I could tell what they were trying to ask, but the wording didn't indicate exactly that. But when I looked at the definitive straight wording and the literal wording, there wasn't an answer for that. So what I would do is I would answer what I was pretty sure they were trying to ask and left some really candid comments through the feedback tool. PMI, they include some test questions in their exams, and I'm hoping that most of those that I found were test questions that weren't officially scored. But if you find yourself in a similar situation, do your best to think through if they were asking what it literally states. Is there a correct answer? No. Okay, let me answer what I'm pretty sure they're trying to ask. I think this is an opportunity to improve things for PMI in the future. In conclusion, if you're an earlier mid-career professional considering the PgMP, I can't recommend it enough. It'll make you better in your current role. It'll help you grow in thinking at an organizational and strategic level, and it'll make you more valuable in the eyes of your company's executives, as it will make you very good at taking an idea or a thought or a concept and turning it into something real and something that the business can run with. The PgMP is really hard to obtain for a reason, and as someone who's earned a high volume of certifications, I can say it was the most challenging by far and also the most valuable that I've earned to date. As a disclaimer though, I do sit for the PF&P next week, so we'll see if that holds true after that. This brings us to the end of the episode. If you have any other questions on the PgMP, feel free to drop a comment below or reach out directly to me through LinkedIn, email, any of the above. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to see addressed in a future episode, drop a comment below. Thank you.